As Rishi Sunak prepares this year's party conference, a number of Tory rebels are already talking about replacing the Prime Minister again. I'm getting sick and tired of the Tory party. On a weekly basis, they're either saying there's a new rebellion, or there's a new leadership challenge being triggered, or there's someone coming up as usual. It's tiring, but it's important because at some point it's going to happen. The same thing that we were talking about almost 2 years ago, a year and a half ago with Boris Johnson, when these talks were happening quite regularly, and eventually it happened. And when the members voted for Liz Truss, the establishment got rid of her, and they brought in Rishi Sunak anyway. But there are talks about Liz Truss again. Even though publicly, quite recently, she came and said, I don't think I want to be Prime Minister again. She is now briefing the papers, her team, that she's thinking about running if Rishi Sunak fails. I mean, it's a little small if, but at this point, if Rishi Sunak survives and succeeds, that will be impressive. I mean, also, I will be judging the country. But right now, it seems inevitable that Rishi Sunak will fail. And one of the main problems is that this year's Tory conference in Manchester, considering that the establishment, the government itself, have lost control of the narrative, and this conference is supposed to be the pre-election conference, it's supposed to be a massive hype, a lot of policy agendas and everything, I think it's going to be completely overshadowed by these talks of people replacing Rishi Sunak. So it's interesting because the graphic I'm showing you on the screen, these sort of graphics are from newspapers and media outlets. They don't even bother putting photos of Rishi Sunak on it. You can see, you got Jeremy Hunt, you got Michael Gove, you got everybody else. Where's the Prime Minister? They don't even have the Prime Minister on the photos. Anyway, most MPs regard the return of obviously Liz Truss, and of course, when it comes to what's going to happen to Rishi Sunak, unrealistic. They say, if Rishi loses a majority of more than 70, which seems highly likely, this is according to a former government minister, he shouldn't let the door hit his ass on the way out. Privately, even some of the Rishi Sunak's closest allies acknowledged the intolerance of the Tory party for losers. But this used to be a thing. The Tories, the one big ideology that they have, because they're not really an ideological party, but you could always trust the Tories to be very focused when it comes to winning and not losing. That's why they got rid of Theresa May eventually. But now they seem to be very tolerant so far with the likes of Rishi Sunak. They did back him, the MPs, thinking that he could be a winner. I don't know what they were thinking, but the instinct of the Tory family has always been spot on until now. I think they've completely lost control of what Toryism was supposed to be and the party management. They genuinely thought this face could be a vote winner. I mean, never say never, because people still don't trust Keir Starmer, but I don't think they love Rishi Sunak. Now, the problem we have at this party conference is there's going to be a lot of talks about the replacement already, which is not really what you want from the final party conference before a general election. They are talking about Penny Mordaunt, who's from the Liberal side of the Tory party. According to the media, they call her the moderate. But since when is that moderate? So you either have the left wing of the party or you got the right wing of the party. You can't call the left wing of the party moderate, because by default, the right wing of the party are extremists. This is exactly how they mess up with your brain, the propaganda machine. Then you've got, for some reason, Gillian Keegan. I'm not sure why she's a potential contender, but you got Suella Braverman also leading the Conservative side. But do not discount Kemi Badenoch. She's growing up. She's getting more experience. She's still a little bit establishment, but she's better. She's still more conservative leaning. Kemi Badenoch attracted attention in the summer when she held a party in her office to celebrate the benefits of Brexit, where MPs were refreshed by English sparkling wine. This was seen by Tory Kremlinologists as a significant attempt to woo back the hardline Brexiteers of the European Research Group. Firstly, I think that should really say Kemi rather than Kremlin, but okay. Anyway, the Tories are auditioning for Rishi Sunak's job if he loses the UK election. This is according to Bloomberg, who are already speculating the mess. This is the perfect example. Bloomberg, as one of the mainstream established outlets, saying Braverman and Badenoch are the leading contenders from the party's right. So you got the right. And then they say moderate candidates include James Cleverly, Penny Mordaunt, and Tom Tugendhat. Why is it you have the right and you have the moderate? Where is the left? But it doesn't really matter who wins, does it? Because everything goes back to this building, which is the CCHQ, the Conservative Party's campaign headquarters, the Tory Central Office, as we used to call it. And this office is the root of all problems in the country. You have to, if you want to change the governance of the centre-right, unless you want to create a new party and destroy the Tories, then fine. But for now, the Tories are still the largest centre-right party, whether you like it or not. If you want to change the face of the government, you have to change the face of the parliamentary party. You have to change the face of the senior membership of the party, which means you have to change these guys. These are the people who decide for the country. They are the ones choosing candidates to become potential MPs in the future. These are the people creating the narrative. These are the people who train up the Tory activists to become woke. And this is the problem that we've had. So unless you want to completely shake up the Tory Central Office, nothing is going to change for the Conservative Party in this country. Anyway, let me know what you think is going to happen to this year's Tory conference, and whether you still think that Keir Starmer's victory is inevitable or not. I'm Tousi, and we are the media.